In this video, we take a look at the top 5 features coming your way in SAP Analytics Cloud. These include new chart types, story versioning, comment management, My Metric alerting, and live data connectivity to Snowflake. Hi, my name is Orla Cullen, and these are your What's New updates for QRC1 2026. To kick off the year, we are expanding the native visualization capabilities available with the introduction of new Pareto and Area chart types. These are designed to simplify advanced visualization and analysis. First, we take a look at the Area chart. The Area chart helps users understand the magnitude of a series and identify trends and changes over time. Next, we take a look at the Pareto chart. The Pareto chart helps visualize the key contributors of a measure. There are 3 important building blocks for a Pareto chart: the sorted running total calculation, the exception aggregation calculation, and the calculated dimensions for ranking support. Staying with story enhancements, this quarter we introduce a new story versioning framework, which enables designers to create, manage, and restore up to 10 major versions of a story, providing greater control over iterative development. But let's see it in action. First, I enter the story in edit mode, and I navigate to the Save tab. We now have the option to save the story as a new version. Users can create up to 10 versions per story, but if they want to create additional versions, they can simply delete previous ones. There are 2 ways to view a version. First, in the story edit mode, you can click on the file versions, and this will show you all the versions that have been created against this story. Alternatively, we can navigate to Files, select My Story, and then click on the file versions. This will give me a list of all the versions that have been created against this story. Here I have the option to either open or delete the version. I also get a summary of who created it, when it was changed, and a brief summary of the changes made. I click Open, and this version of my story is opened in read-only mode. We know how important collaboration is for our customers, so this quarter we've introduced a new comment management dashboard that enables a centralized and streamlined way to manage comments across SAP Analytics Cloud models and versions. You can access comment management in the left-hand side panel. When you click on the comment management, you are immediately brought to the dashboard. Here you can see a list of all the models which have comments associated with them, including various comment statistics. We can filter these comment statistic columns, sort as required, and also search for a particular model we may be interested in. In this column, we see the number of versions are listed for this model. Selecting this opens a panel where we can see all the list of versions and the number of comments against each version. Here we can perform a bulk deletion of comments at a version level, and once deletion is complete, I am notified, and if I go to that version, you will see that the number of data point comments is now 0. We can also perform bulk deletion operations at a model level. Again, we have the option to delete all the data point comments, the dimension comments, or all the comments for that model. We also have the option to copy comments. First, I select which version I want to copy, and in this case, I decide to do a full version copy, and I'm going to copy all the comments from Q1 to Q2. Now that the copy is complete, we see the number of comments is copied, and it's the same for Q1 as it is for Q2. In this quarter, we continue to enhance our My Metrics framework that we introduced at the end of 2025. We have lots of new features, including report scheduling and many more for an even more personalized experience. I select my metrics from the side panel and then select the metrics list that I would like to activate for report generation. We open the context menu and we see the new option to subscribe to metrics report. By clicking this option, we will launch the configuration wizard, which is split into 3 parts. In the first one, we give the subscription a name, for example, My Sales Report, and we can also give it a description. The next step is scheduling. We can select the frequency of either daily, weekly or monthly, and we can also select a start date and an end date. Next, we can configure the distribution list, where we can select who we want to distribute the report to. This can be by user or also by teams. And you can also choose to send notifications by email. I select Save, and the subscription is created. I can also receive notifications of when a metric report I am subscribed to has changes. By going to the notification icon, opening the metrics report, and inside I can see details of recent changes. In this case, I see that my total expenses metric has decreased by 6.27%. I only get notified of the metrics that have changed. So as you can see here, I have 7 metrics in my metric list, but only received notification of this one that has changed. I can also receive notifications by email. Here is an example of an email I have received. It has the metrics list name, the subscription name, information on report frequency, including start and end date. We also have a table which is grouping all the metrics that have been changed, including latest value, change in value, and also the latest variance. You can also go from this email directly into SAP Analytics Cloud for further details of your metric list. Back to my metrics, and we can see how we can manage subscriptions. We select Manage Subscriptions from the context menu, and from the pop-up, we select the subscription and click Edit. Here I can change the frequency of the report or make changes to the distribution list. I also have the option to mute my subscription for a period of time, or I can mute all subscriptions and resume them at a later date. Further options include deleting and copying subscriptions, and finally I can filter by active subscriptions only. In this release, we are excited to announce that SAP Analytics Cloud has extended its external live data access for planning models to Snowflake. To create a connection to Snowflake, we go to Connections and Add Connection. If we filter for live options, we can see here that Google BigQuery and Snowflake are available as connection types that we can create. Here you can add the connection information to the Snowflake database, such as account, username, private key, and the database name. Let's use one I created earlier. Back to the home page and we navigate to the modeler. We use live storage and we can see Snowflake. We select our connection and we can see that this particular connection only supports live data. We can then select the table that we want, and in this case we're going to select the national parks data, and then I click Create and we can save the new model. We now have an external version connected directly to Snowflake. Thank you for joining us to learn about some of the top features coming in the Q1 2026 release of SAP Analytics Cloud. Check out the video description for more links to resources about this quarter's update. And also remember to leave a like on this video and subscribe to our YouTube channel to stay up to date with all things SAP Analytics Cloud. Thanks again, and we'll see you next time.